Hello everyone, I'm Kim and welcome to my channel Stash Stitcher. Leading on from last week when I discussed trying to focus on my WIPs box, I had made the conscious decision to at least finish 3 of those WIPs, and I chose the ByAnnie open bag, the wrap dress and a blouse. So I'm going to go through all of them because I did manage to complete them all and I'm so pleased with myself. I'm feeling a bit smug actually. I'm so pleased that I stayed focused and I completed them. So first of all, the wrap dress. So let me just find the details. So the wrap dress is Simplicity K1653, and this is what I have on now, so I'm going to stand up to show you. Right, so this is the wrap dress. I have made this before. It's such a flattering dress. It's 3/4 length sleeves. There's a proper wrap with a side tie here. The skirt section is actually an A-line skirt, so it's all sort of sewn together. There's nothing flapping around, which I quite like. I don't like the idea of anything flapping around, so I have to hold it down, especially in the UK with it being so cold and windy at the moment. When I made the first one of these dresses, I wasn't too sure I was going to do with the wrap. I didn't like the thought of just using standard cotton bias binding, so I decided to use fold over elastic, and it has worked really well. So on this dress I've also used fold over elastic. The nice thing about fold over elastic is you can pull it just that little bit tighter so the wrap holds snugger to the body. So you can see it's quite snug, and even if I lean over there's no gaping. It's such a nice fit and you don't have to worry about anything, so it's really quite a good idea to use fold over elastic, and I will when I make this again, and I'm sure I will make it lots of times because it is such a nice dress to wear. I will continue to use fold over elastic. What I've done is I've put in an image of what it looks like, because I did say last video that it was quite long. I do make my wrap over dresses really long because I like to wear them in the winter and I like to wear them with boots, and they're such a nice winter garment. So that's a wrap dress, and that's number 1 completed out of my WIP box. Right, this is WIP number 2. This is the blouse, the silk blouse I told you about, that is block printed. And I also said that it only needed 1 sleeve to finish it. I lied. There was actually 2 sleeves and a cuff, so it did take me a little bit longer than I thought it would, because silk is so slippery to work with, but I persevered and I finished it, and it is absolutely lovely. I really love this blouse. It is such a nice blouse to wear. Silk, even though it's really fine, and if it is such a nice fabric to wear against the skin in winter, it just seems to keep you warm without the weight. So it's really quite a pleasant fabric to wear. The pattern, the block printing that I mentioned in my last video is not even. There are areas within this blouse where some of the block printing is a little bit faded, and I know going forward when I buy silk from this company again that I will buy a little bit extra so that I can then fussy cut the fabric out, so I can avoid getting those sort of lighter patches. So I'm going to stand up and show you the blouse. I'll come a little bit closer, so I'll show you some of the lighter areas, but it doesn't look as bad as I had envisaged in my head last time. So when I pulled it out, it wasn't as bad as what I thought it would be. So this is my blouse. So it is such a beautiful silk, beautiful colours, lovely block printing. There's a tiny little bit here, I don't know whether you can see it, where the actual block print is faded a bit, and there's a little bit here as well. It's nowhere near as noticeable as I thought it would be, but it's so nice. It's got a little frill sort of inserted into the yoke at the top here, and it's also got the little frill, and it carries on along the back. Now I have made this pattern before, and I'll put a little image of the one that I made before, and my first make of this was from was out of a Lady McCall fabric, and I absolutely love that one as well. So this is definitely going to become a blouse that I will use again and again. The only difference with this blouse is because of the sleeves and the fabric, I didn't really want to use a really you know, the small little pieces of fabric that we use for the lap bands on the sleeve. So I use a different sleeve finish on this so that I could avoid doing that. To explain, but I just went for a more simplified sleeve finish, and all it is you know, it's just a sort of little bit of interface in here. The fabric has then been folded over, and the sleeve the cuff has just been inserted in between that area, and it just makes for a more simplified cuff opening. And I just think using a continuous lap strip for the sleeve would have just been too difficult with silk, because it frays so much. So that's worked out really well. And as you know, I've made a note on my project sheets, so I know going forward next time that if I make it with something, a slippery fabric in the future, I can easily just swap over my finishes on the sleeve. But yes, really pleased with this blouse. It's so nice. So that's my finished WIP number 2. My third WIP is a ByAnnie open wide bag. So I showed you last video this fabric here that had been quilted. So that's been used to complete the bag. It's got its interior finish. And do you remember the ByAnnie blue mesh that I bought? That's what I used in this bag. So that came in handy, and that's what I intended it for. So it's a nice bag finish, and I'm sure that will go to somebody at Christmas. So I've got another one of those in my WIP box, but I didn't get around to doing that, and because it's very similar, I just think I didn't want to do 2 at the same time, so I will leave that for another day. But I am so glad that I finished those 3 WIPs out of my box, because it definitely looks a little bit more slimmer. It's made a dent in it anyway, so I do feel quite pleased that I managed to stay focused. Also, project that I finished this month was a pair of socks. Now, because I haven't got any hand sewing in the evening, because my Queen of Diamonds quilt, my new block, my new sort of set of fabrics aren't going to be here until early December. I've been trying to sort of keep myself occupied with other things, and generally at this time of year I will knit socks. And I was looking through my little bag of knitting, and I realised I also have some pairs of socks that I haven't finished. So I have like odd socks in effect. So I thought, right, what I need to do is I need to concentrate on finishing the second part of the pair, and they're finished before I decide to then start anything afresh. So these are my socks. So here we go. I love knitting socks. They're such fun. They're so easy, so quick. So this wool, I bought this wool from a shop which has just recently opened in our town, and I'm sure I'm going to pronounce it wrong, but it's Serengren. I think they're a Norwegian sisters, and I was just walking around and they just did sock wool. They only did 2 colours, so I thought, right, I'll just buy the pink, the peachy one, and I'll see how it knits up. And it's knitted up quite well actually, so it's quite nice. So I'm quite pleased with those. So that's another WIP finish, and they need to go in the wash actually to be washed, so they sort of shrink up slightly. Don't ever tumble dry wool socks, so they go really small, and I've done that before, and it's heartbreaking when you spent time on knitting something and they come out and you can't even get them on your big toe, let alone your foot. So that's another WIP. So I'm doing really well this week, and I have also tried to limit my purchases and focus on just buying things that I need to finish my WIPs. But as usual, I couldn't stay to that. I had to break the rule somewhere along the line. So I did buy, I went online and found a company called Caraway Cottage. Caraway Cottage. Yes, Caraway Cottage. And they do fold over elastic, and they do it really at an exceptionally reasonable price. So I went on there to buy the fold over elastic for my open wide bag, and this is the little bit of remnant that I've got left from that bag. And I also bought 2 others. So I bought some mint green and some pink. So these will go into my stash, but I can see me using these on bags, or even clothing. But they were really good price. Whilst I was looking for the fold over elastic, I also found some Christmas fabric, and it got me thinking about, I'd like to maybe do something for Christmas, make something Christmassy. So I bought a set of fabrics. I've got some swatches here, because what I've done is I've cut these off, and the rest is in the wash. So I just bought some nice holly fabric, green with stars, red with stars, and white with stars. So I have something in mind of what I'm going to do with those, so stay tuned, because my video next week I will show you what I've got planned. I just need to make sure that I can do it before I say what it is. So the other purchases I made, because I'm still thinking, Christmas, and I know we've only just gone into November, but like any sewist, I always think I've got lots of time and I can make all these things before Christmas, and I always run out of time. So I'm trying to plan a little bit more ahead. And because of that, I thought I would make my husband a shirt. Now, he's always saying to me, "You never make me anything." And I don't. I don't. I've only ever made him one shirt, but I thought, right, I will make him a shirt. So I went on the hunt for some fabric, and I found this fabric here. Can you see what it is? This little fishing boats with a fish on the end of a rod. And I just thought that was so nice. So I actually bought 3.5 meters of this, because I thought I can make him a shirt, and there'll be enough left, and I'll make myself a shirt, and we can be like Harold and Hilda at Christmas. He'll love it. So I've got a shirt pattern in mind, and I have used this before, and I made a shirt for my daughter Rachel's boyfriend Charlie. So I've used this shirt pattern before and it works really well, so I will just use it again for my husband. I have to do a tiny little tweak on my husband's shirt because he's got a little bit of a belly, so I need to make an adjustment, and I was researching what I needed to do through the week, and I have found what I need to do, so I will set about making that adjustment to my traced off pattern, and I will start that. And I've got to try and do that without him coming into my sewing room and sussing out what I'm doing, so that's going to be a bit, yeah, a bit tricky. So that's the first lot of fabric that I bought for both of us, and I bought that from a company called Stitch Fabrics, and they're absolutely amazing. They're a London based fabric company, and they do sell some really nice fabrics, and I think actually that was on offer, so I was really pleased to get that. I had seen it before, but I thought, yeah, it's quite a manly, it's quite unisex, but it would suit him, so he would quite like that. The other fabric I bought was this here. And I thought this was quite nice. I quite like orange on me. It's yeah, it's a nice warm colour, and I do like orange, and I just thought that was quite nice. This is a cotton lawn. It's very soft, and that will make up a shirt, and it's been through the wash and it smells absolutely lovely. Now when I put it through the wash, I put those two fabrics in together, which really probably shouldn't have done, but I put those two fabrics in together, and I always put in a colour fast strip, because if any fabric runs, these little strips hold any colour that's run. Can you see how, this goes in white, so that has actually trapped all the colour from obviously that orange fabric, and hasn't gone into any of the white fabric that I bought for my husband. So I'm quite relieved at that, because when I did pull this out, I thought, oh my god, that's quite a lot. That's quite a lot of dye that's come out. So I thought I'd show you that, because I use these on all of my washes, especially when I buy new fabrics, just to catch anything that's run. So those are my purchases this week. I have been so good. I have been really good. It's been really difficult, because I do like looking at websites and anything that takes my fancy. It just triggers my imagination, and I'll go off and think, oh yeah, I can make that, and I can make this, and I can make that. But I think, yeah, I just need to stay focused on my WIPs. So what am I going to do next? Well, I'm going to maybe have a little bit of a break from my WIPs box, because even though it's nice to feel that I've completed some of them, I am missing starting something new. And my son came over the other day, and he saw my hoodie, the hoodie that I made from the Style Arc Kennedy hoodie pattern, and he said, oh, I'd like a hoodie, but I don't want that hoodie, I want a different hoodie. So he explained what he wanted. So I did find a pattern, and I have ordered it already from Sew Direct, and I think it is 6718, but if I'm wrong, I will put that up on the screen, and I'll put an image of the pattern on the screen so you can see. And it is really just a bog standard hoodie pattern. It is just with the hood on, totally plain front with the kangaroo pocket. So he said he wants 2 hoodies for Christmas. So he wants one in black and one in navy blue. So I thought what I would do this time on this hoodie, I would buy some proper like eyelets for the hoodie drawstring. So I have been looking at those, but I've been a little bit confused about what size to get. So when I'm up and about tomorrow, and if I have any spare time, I will call the shop that I buy all my trimmings from and ask them what's the right size to buy, and I'll buy some. So I start, you know, pulling together all the stuff I need to make this hoodie. Though, I mean, all I'm going to need is a drawstring, the eyelets, and the fabric. I have been looking at fabric, so I'll pull that together. So once I've got all of that, I can start on his hoodies. I don't think they will take very long to make up. Now I've experienced making a hoodie. The only thing I think will be similar is how to put the hood together, because obviously it's double thickness of fabric, where one hood sits inside the other. The drawstring effect is just effectively weaving that through, and the front is very plain, and the camouflage and the kangaroo pocket, sorry, is quite straightforward. So I can't see it will take me very long to make 2 hoodies, so fingers crossed that I can manage to do that. So already on my list I've got 2 hoodies, a Christmas shirt for my husband, and also a Christmas shirt for myself. So I don't know whether to, now I'm looking at that mosaic, that orange mosaic fabric. I think, oh, I quite like that as well. So I don't know. Right, stay focused. Right. So they are my sewing plans, and also because of the little swatches that I bought from the fabric I bought from Caraway Cottage, I am starting to think I'd like to, you know, make something for Christmas, start getting into the Christmas spirit, and enjoy Christmas, because Christmas comes around so quick that I find that I go into panic mode, but this time I just want to sort of relax into it and enjoy it, and make some things for people, and know that they will love whatever I make for them. And last of all, to finish off this video, I have been blown away by how many subscribers I have already. I mean, the last 4 weeks I've managed to get over 100 subscribers, and I don't know whether that's good or not, but I'm chuffed to bits. I'm quite amazed at that, so I'm really pleased. And one of my subscribers asked whether I could put a link to my project sheet. So do you remember my little project sheets where I, you know, put my swatches and my pattern name and all my other details, so I keep a record of each of the projects that I work on. I was looking at it the other day, and I thought what I need to do is I actually need to make it, tidy it up a bit, because I need to make the print a little bit bigger, and just change the size of some of the areas. So I've been working on that. So as a thank you to you all, and I appreciate your support, I have put it as a downloadable link in the description, and I hope I have. I'm not very good at this stuff, so hopefully it's there and you can pull it off and you can use it as you please. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching my video, and come back next time and I will be starting to make things for Christmas. Let's get in the Christmas spirit. See you next week. Bye.